Morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with Older INFP Insights. And tonight that we're filming this, I'm excited to say that we got Brendon here from Psych Casserole, and we're going to talk about the elusive, I call it elusive, INFP male, because I don't see a whole lot in real life. I see a whole lot on the YouTube, but not in real life. So glad to have you here, Brendon.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Dee. I appreciate it. So I told you this a little bit earlier, but I'm a huge fan of your channel. I love, seeing INFP stuff on YouTube, but I especially love seeing stuff that, I can relate to, and stuff that like people, I guess, our age or close to our age in the middle and upper echelons of the age ranges, being represented. So it's nice,
Yeah, well, great. Well, I watched yours. I think the first time I watched yours, you had 62 subscribers.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was last week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have 63 today. So
you have 63. It is kind of funny. We talk about people in the upper echelon in age. I saw one. I don't mean anything by it. People know me and know I don't mean anything by it, but I saw a guy, he must have been all of 35, and he was talking about being old. He's an old INFP. And I thought, okay, well, you need to watch me. You want old, you want.
Right. It's amazing how our perspective changes over time, right? Like how it shifts, and now, I'm 41 and 35. That sounds pretty good,
Yeah. So. Well, I tell everybody when I went to the doctors this past summer and fall that I told the doctors too, I'm getting my midlife checkup. So I'm having a midlife crisis. So anyway, we'll get back to what we're talking about. And you do Psych Casserole. And my first question I want to ask you about that I've always wanted to know is, how did you come up with the name?
How did I come up with a name? Okay, so it came to me while I was driving in my car, and it just popped into my head randomly. And I thought the name was really silly, but really catchy. So I was like, it's really catchy and really silly, so I'll just go with it. And another thing too is like we talk about like INFPs and their perfectionism. So I was like on this mission to challenge my perfectionism. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to try to come up with a name for like 6 months, like I'm not going to it's not going to take me that long. And I just picked the first thing that came. So I was like, I'm just going to go with it. So that was kind of my way of like channeling some sort of self-growth, I guess you could say.
Self-growth. Well, the first thing that came to my mind was it made me hungry. And I thought, well, maybe this is deliberate. This is my thinking. I took it too deep. I think I'm like, oh, it makes me hungry. And I thought, well, maybe he wants you to be hungry for some more information and hungry for that.
Exactly. Like, and that's what I was kind of going for. I was like, it's kind of like channeling your inner hunger for something. And also like, I thought of like just the fact that it's like a casserole. So like, I'm just so scatterbrained as a person that like, it's just like, casserole, it's like, just throw anything in there, just broccoli, throw it in, cream, throw it in, whatever, shallots, whatever, throw it in. And like, that's what the channel is going to be. So it's just, I'm not going to kind of pick one avenue. I'm just going to kind of do a mishmash of things. So
throw it and see what sticks. That's what you do with casserole, right?
Exactly. Right. The best stuff sticks, right?
Sticks, yeah. And just one other question I had about that is, what got you decided to be a YouTube creator?
I think it was something that I always thought about doing. And I think I said this in one of my own videos that I used to be into music a long time ago. And I wanted to get into like just performance or doing something with YouTube. And I've always had an interest in psychology. And so I just there was the one thing that was holding me back was the comment section, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like typical, like kind of INFP fashion, I guess you could say. It was like, I was really anxious and fearful of having comments that were bad. And then I got like a little bit older, and then I realized that like I just didn't care anymore. And so about the age of 40, 41, I'm 41 now. So I was like, I don't care anymore. And I've gotten plenty of bad comments, and like, really, I kind of like it. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, I kind of like it, because what happens is it's like bad comments are kind of like, they sting for a second, but then they kind of just go through you and then they leave. And then like the more it happens, the less it stings, or the quicker it goes through you. And so I like it when they give me bad comments, because it's like, it's just building up my tolerance. That's kind of how I see it. That sounds like a really optimistic way to look at bad comments, right? It's like, okay, most people would be like, bad comments suck, but here this guy Brendon is talking about how great they are, right? So
well, I was just thinking, well, I'll go in and I've got another idea, and I'll just leave you a couple to make your day one day.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, that'd be cool. I'm totally down. Yeah.
So that was interesting that you didn't want to do that because of the comments, but now you like the comments.
Hey, things change. I mean, they really do, though. They do. I mean,
yeah. So tonight, I keep saying tonight because it is night, where we are and doing this, but whenever you all are watching it, we're going to talk about, and I say elusive, you didn't know I was going to say that word. That's something I threw in there, the elusive INFP male, because to my knowledge, I don't know any except, well, maybe one of my grandsons, but he's a gamer, and he doesn't. One time I went in the room, he has this big room that used to be the den of their house.
Yeah.
And he's into it really big with the headphones and talking live to his friends, and they're doing all this, whatever they're doing. And I thought he was talking to me because I was talking to him, and come to find out he was talking to his friends for the gaming thing. Now he might be an INFP, but I don't know. But just basically for being an INFP male, and this is the first question that always comes up. Whoever's doing it, even with males who were talking about INFP males, is well, how can you be an INFP male, or how is that? Because INFPs lead with their feelings, and feelings are feminine. So I'm just going to drop it there, and I have a follow-up, but just drop it there. And what's your response to that?
My thoughts on that. So basically your statement is saying like that INFPs are basically just like living in this world of like feelings, and they can't make logical decisions. I'm just like kind of like going with like the idea that you can't, that presented in my mind. Like, it's almost like you said that INFPs are just like these feeling, like they don't do anything else. And it's totally inaccurate. So like what it is like, we talk about the cognitive function. So we're talking about introverted feeling. Introverted feeling is not about feelings. It's about judging things off of your personal values. So it's basically just saying like, okay, so I'm trying to make a decision between A and B. So decision A doesn't mean as much to me, but decision B means more to me. So I might go with decision B. That's all it really insinuates. It doesn't insinuate that like we're going around going, oh, like I'm crying. And really, like, paradoxically, I think with INFP males, we learn quickly to mask that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just like,
so what does that look like then? What do you do instead of and you're correct. We make decisions based on how it feels to us, what's right for us.
Right.
And the world and the world can just go jump. That's just me. This is what's right for me, and you're going to be mad, and the whole room's going to be mad. Okay, I'm still going to do it. So if you mask that part, which is true, if you mask that part, what does the masking look like? And what do you do instead then?
Yeah. So like I said, we have to learn quickly to mask all that, right? So we have to, because INFPs are so sensitive. Yeah. So it's like female INFPs can easily be sensitive and be, be emotional because they're sensitive.
Okay.
And that's more accepted. But for males, it's like, oh, why are you acting like that? Like, why are you so sensitive? Like why? And then on top of that, it's like, not only that, but you have to conform like all of your interests to meet like this other group. So like, for example, as a kid, my interests weren't really in sports. Like I did sports because we kind of had to at my school. But my interests have never been in sports at all, like playing them competitively, but like all my friends did. And so like I had to change my interests to fit in with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just like something that we just kind of have to do. And like I can't speak for anybody else. I mean, I can only speak for myself. And it was kind of like a feeling of like, I don't really feel like I'm being fully myself. Like something feels a little wrong about this because I'm like trying to be something that I'm not. I'm trying to be this tough guy. Cause I mean, I can tell you like a lot of times growing up, a lot of schoolyard fights. I mean, you could call them schoolyard fights or whatever you want to call them, but like a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's like, and I mean, you're not, when somebody comes up to fight you, you're not going to not fight them. I mean, as a kid, growing up and as unfortunate as it is, and I don't know what it looks like these days amongst kids, but back in the 80s for myself, and I'm sure, before that, it's just the same, even if not worse. So yeah, it was just like it was a weird thing. And I think the first time that I was ever able to like really like, no, okay, I'm gonna stop there because I feel like I'm about to go on this huge tangent, D. So I'm gonna stop. So, like, I have this like thought that's gonna last like 5 minutes, and I'm not gonna go there. So I'll say that for another time.
Okay. So when you were, and we're talking about just, I know, we're talking about growing up. But one question I wanted, and it's okay if you haven't thought about it or whatever, but what I thought about, did you know that you were different from other boys growing up? And if you did, about what age did that happen? Or was it an aha moment? Or was it something you always kind of knew and felt, or that kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I felt like different per se. Well, I guess actually I take it back. I probably did. I think I did actually. I don't know, just pretty much as long as I can remember, at least like in terms of being like maybe a young boy or something like that. I just remember feeling a little bit different. Just like I noticed that a lot of my friends were into different things. I noticed that my interests were like completely different than like everybody else's growing up. Like I was really into just like rock music and rap and like just all kinds of other stuff. And so my interests were just different. And so I guess as an INFP, I didn't mind because like, I guess I'm an individualistic person. I just didn't care that I was different. Like I just don't care. And I still don't. And so like, it's just it's never been a thing for me to where like I've ever felt like I was like being different was bad per se. Just that I knew that I felt a little bit different, or at least it seemed like that to me. So yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
And I'm going with it.
That's a good answer. And it sounds to me like you were in an environment that kind of lent itself to that. Or am I not correct about that?
Yeah, I think so. I think that environment was like, I mean, this is back in the day. So this is long before, I don't know how, I know kids like these days, there's a lot of bullying going on with like online and just like with different apps and different things going on like that. But like back in the day, it was just a lot different. And so yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm learning. There's something I'm learning when I had the poll up about the oldest child, because that there are so many INFPs who were the oldest child, because traditional parenting type theories and whatnot come up. They're the more anxious, and they're the more traditional, and they're the more big, because the parents didn't know any better, and they're the little adult in the family kind of thing. But I'm learning that it's generational. That's broken. I mean, we're in two different generations. When I'm coming along, that's the way it was. And now with your generation and younger, because we've had the hippie boomers, because you've had us as parents, you know, kind of thing, that we didn't buy into all that. So there is more leeway to be yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's awesome how kids these days are like just encouraged to be themselves.
Well, that's basically all the questions specific.
Yeah. So let me ask
I just want to know, is there anything I've missed that you want to add, and where do they hide out? Where do the INFP males hide out? Because I don't see them in real life.
It's a great question.
And so if anybody wants to date one, how do you date one? I don't know. We'll get into all that, you know. Where do you find them? You're not going to be in a bar. You're not going to be in where, you know.
I think you'll find them anywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they look like they don't, like, I think INFPs, when they go out in public, from what I hear, they tend to look like ENFJs, or at least when they interact with other people. That's what I hear. I don't know if I believe that fully, but like INFPs, some of them are really quiet in public and they just won't say anything. So you won't notice them, or they might just pass. But like some of them are really like outgoing, especially like amongst like people at work, stuff like that. So it's like they can come across in a different way. So it's like sometimes INFPs are kind of like chameleons. They can kind of hide amongst us. So I think they're out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
just have to keep walking up to people and saying things. Just say it. I had an INFJ friend that's a few years ago, the first lunch we had, she just said INFJ out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay. And we started talking about it. And she said, well, I had an idea you might know what the Myers-Briggs was. And so that's how you find out. You just go up and you just say, INFP.
That's good.
And if they look at you like you're crazy, then you know, okay, let's move along.
I was driving down the highway a couple of months ago, and a car passed and it had INFP on the license plate.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Did you honk?
I was like, okay, I'm gonna go up and honk, but and I actually have a Psych Casserole bumper sticker on my car.
Okay.
So I was gonna like go up in front of them and try to like, you know, swerve, and this person be like, why are they swerving around? No, I'm trying to get your attention. Look at my show.
Well, if it was in my neighborhood, you'd be on the next door and they'd tell you complaining with your license plate, and that someone would tell you to call the cops. That's what that's what they do around here.
Oh, okay.
But is there anything else that we need to know?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think that's all I'm going to give up for now. Okay. I'm going to maintain the rest for secrecy to keep my mysterious nature as an INFP, right?
Yes, I was just going to say you have to keep mysterious. Yes.
Right. It's part of the rules for the INFP club, right? I don't know if like people, I say things sometimes and people are like, I can't tell if you're serious or not. I do that a lot. I'm not being serious. There's no INFP club.
I'm laughing because I overshare, and when I realize I'm oversharing, it's actually, and then people look at me funny, and then I'll say, well, you know, I don't even know if I believe what I'm saying either. Because sometimes I'm just making, you know, I just go, you know.
Right.
And the more nervous I am in groups and whatnot, things come out of my mouth I haven't even thought of. I don't even know what it is, you know.
Yeah. Well, hey Dee, I want to ask you.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn the tables. Okay.
Okay.
because I'm sitting here and I'm telling you about me and I'm not hearing about you. And I would love
it's
to.
not about me.
Yes, but it's your channel. So I think it's important. I think it's important to your viewers too. So, you know, Dee, what was your experience like? So we're going to flip the gender here, female.
Okay.
What was your experience like growing up as an INFP female?
Well, my experience was I had a lot of pressure on me because on my father's side of the family, and this is a true story, and this is as I said, explains a lot.
Yeah.
Is that there was this game kind of thing on my father's side of the family, who was going to have the first female, because there were all males. My father had a brother, and all my grandfathers, they were all boys. I mean, they were all boys for generations. I don't know how that happens, but I think that is legal. But and they wanted to know who was going to have the girl, and it was me, me, and so I was expected to be a trophy kind of thing. I would just say, you know, children seen and not heard. Came a very strict family, and mainly from my father. You know, he wanted me to stay real little and sit on his lap, kind of thing, like real little, you know, like 2. And I started dancing lessons. I was on a stage. I've been on stages almost my whole life. But starting at age 3, I started performing. Age 3 to age 7.
That's really early.
I loved it though. I was scared to death as an INFP, and I wouldn't do it by myself. I had to have somebody along, but I got it on stage. But I was like, I never was in a pageant, but it was that type of a thing. It was expected of me.
Yeah.
But the way I am, I'm a big tomboy. I'm more masculine than my brother, my older brother is, and he's masculine, but he's the crier in the family. He's not an INFP, but he's the crier in the family, and I'm the fighter in the family. So, so that's the way it was for me. And I grew up with a brother and an older brother, and I grew up in a neighborhood of boys. And I was into sports. I mean, I'm still into sports. I have tried every sport. I think I loved growing up with boys because, quite frankly, they do some stupid stuff. Like we jumped off roofs of houses. Just whatever came up, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And then, you know, race on your bike and race into each other, and you know, just that was adventure. That was just a non-rule kind of lifestyle. So for me, it was hard. It was I loved my life outside my house and away from my family because the expectations weren't there. And I loved school, and I did well in school. But I usually got put in the back of the room a lot by myself because I was bored. And so I talked a lot. And INFPs do talk a lot. We talk. And I failed talking or being quiet or whatever my whole life. And so I was disturbing the other kids. And I was the class clown and the disturber, and I couldn't sit still. And I was daydreaming out the window. I was doing something. If I'm in a closed environment, I don't do well.
Yeah.
And then at home, I didn't do well because I'm not the little princess. Because if I had a little nice dress on, it would come in with red clay mud on it because I'd been out there playing war with the boys, and, you know, kind of thing. So it's kind of like a paradoxical kind of a dichotomy or whatever way of living, of having to sort through it, which meant that I didn't have female friends past grade 4. And I have a hard time relating. I do. I don't know whether it's being an INFP or the way I grew up or my interest or whatever, but I still do. I have difficulty relating to females, to other females. on a bonding level. You know, I don't knit, I don't cook, I don't want a recipe. You know, I don't watch Housewives or whatever. I don't even like Netflix. I mean, I just my idea of a night in is not to sit on the couch with popcorn watching Netflix with your best friend. It's watching ball games, you know. With the guys with the beer and pizza. That's me, you know.
Right. So it's like totally different than the typical male upbringing. Yeah.
Yeah. And my mother used to tell me that even when I was like a year old, if I had to wear a dress, I cried. And in my family, you're talking about crying in female and male. And one thing I want to say, I just want to bring it in, the people were talking about masculine and feminine, is that everybody has both. I mean, that's just a fact. Everybody has both masculine parts and feminine parts. I like to call it energy, but biologically we do. We're both masculine, feminine, yin and yang. So sometimes one comes out more than the other. So I don't look at genders as gender because we're both masculine and both feminine. But in my family, where we weren't allowed to cry. I wasn't allowed to cry. If I cried, I got made fun of.
Yeah.
And so I found out early on that the only emotion in my family that was acceptable, not acceptable, it wasn't acceptable because I got in trouble a lot for it, was seen. The only emotion that was seen growing up was anger. So if I loved you, I was angry at you. If I hated you, I was angry at you. And I had a lot of anger.
Yeah.
But I don't cry. And I still today I can't make myself cry.
You can't do it. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. So that's totally different than like the typical female upbringing, or not upbringing, but just like, well, yeah, I guess so. And just like the typical like experience growing up. And it sounds like your views are really like, you have really nuanced and like well thought out views and well understood views of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm my own best friend. I guess I've spent a lot of time alone. You see, both my parents were teachers. And I say that because my mother used to say, well, she really didn't want kids, I don't think. She said, I was with 30 kids all day long and I got to come home to kids. So what we did after dinner every night is that my brother and I had to go to our rooms. And because my parents were grading papers and making lesson plans and whatnot. So we were not a family. We were just, I felt like I was in an Airbnb a long time ago, you know. But I went in my room. And when I was younger, I would read a lot and I would do my own thing and write poetry. And I spent a lot of time alone and a lot of time to self-reflect and stand in front of the mirror with my brush and pretend I was a rock star and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
My father would come by and knock on my door and wonder, what's going on in there? What's going on here? And I'm having my own party is what's going on here. So I'm doing my homework. But
yeah.
You know? So I've been entertaining myself, you know, my whole life, you know.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, it sounds like your experience as a INFP female is like really unique and really like, I don't know, like personal to you. Like you have like a really like, and I'm just saying this from being like a viewer of your channel too.
Okay.
You have a really cool way of looking at things. And I just want to say that because like I'm a watcher. I admit, you know, I think people know. I think I have you linked up on my channel right now. So yeah, I love hearing kind of your experience growing up and just from you, you know, particularly at this point. So thank you for having me on your show. I want to get out of here before my kids start storming in. I think I hear them.
Uh-oh. Yeah, well, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching. I watch you too, and so it's been fun. It's been an experience, and we'll see how this works out, and and the editing or whatever we need to do. So but for everybody watching, let me find where I need to be here. Yep, everybody watching, you know what to do. I love your comments, share, subscribe, check out Psych Casserole if you have not. If you have, check out it again. He does like 20 a day, I think. The short. I do. There's another one. There's another one. Okay,
I should do 20 a day. That's what I'm aspiring to do. 20 a day.
Okay, so until next time, stay safe.